Hello. I was just thinking about how, well, a week ago I made that video about virginity and whether or not anything would change if I was not a virgin. And I was thinking earlier on about how one of the things that would change is that I would no longer have that label, because I think the word virgin makes people think things and so forth. And well, if you tell someone that you're a virgin, they instantly sort of have all these myths and stuff they're thinking out, and they think, oh, inexperienced and innocent, and they think all these things, and a lot of things come under that label. And if you don't have that label anymore, then you can't just say, oh, I'm a virgin, and then everyone go, oh, okay, well, think all their things. Yeah, if you're no longer one, then you can't just say, oh, I'm that, and then all of those things come under that label. So right now, if I had a partner, and I said to them, I'm a virgin, they would instantly know that I'm not experienced and so forth, and they'd have all these things that they think about it. And most of the things people think about in regards to virginity for females are good things. I don't think it's the same for male virgins, but for female virgins it seems to be that all the myths and stuff surrounding them are generally good things. So I would just no longer have that label, that word to fall under. But I guess that'd be fine. It would just take longer to explain things, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I would just not have the label. Another thing I was thinking about was in that video I mentioned that whether or not things change also largely depends on whether or not your experience when you lose your virginity is good or bad, because then that colours how you view things from then on, your experiences. I was thinking, in the past I was hit by a car and I couldn't walk for a month, and then for a year after that I didn't learn to drive, even though I was the correct age to be able to. I waited a year. So in a way, being hit by a car was a setback in learning to drive and stuff, because it coloured my experience in a way, because then I know that the reality of getting in a car or cars is that there is a danger to them. You can get hit by a car, you can be in a car crash and so forth, and you can end up unable to walk for a month, or even worse than that. Worse things could happen. That's the actual reality, that's an actual experience that I've had. Is a negative experience with cars at some point, and then I suppose that caused me to wait a while before learning to drive. And I think you could take that like as a metaphor or something. You could take it as like a lesson that all things, if your first experiences of them are bad, that's going to be a setback, and it's going to colour your thoughts about them. You're gonna know that there's a danger to them. Of course, you already know that there's a danger to things, but sometimes you just see that as a theory or a statistic. You're just like, oh, there's X number of car accidents per year. You drive along the road and you see a sign saying there was 30 car accidents there last year. It's just a sign most of the time. Whereas if it actually happens to you, and it's like a thing that's happening to you, and it's a thing that's intruded onto your life and caused you to not be able to walk and stuff like that, then I think it does colour your experiences. And that's probably, you could bring that back over to sex. That's a good sentence. Yeah, you could bring it back over. If your first experience of sex is being abused or something like that, then it's going to be like a setback to getting to a good relationship again, because that's going to colour how you see relationships. You're going to be a bit more tentative. Yeah, so those were the two things that I thought about. Is that if the things that would change if I was no longer a virgin are dependent on whether or not the experience is good, and the way other people would view me, it would change because I'd no longer have this label, this word. But if it all goes well, then I still reiterate that I would just be me, essentially the same person, and everything would be fine, I imagine. So yeah, that's just two thoughts I had about it as well. I wanted to add.